Please join me in welcoming Governor Jay Inslee. Let's get a transportation package.
Yeah, I'm working on it. Thanks for your leadership, Joe. And yes, we intend to deliver a transportation package so all these great folks can get to work here at South Lake Union. You know, I was told this was a rally for global health, so I expected to see everybody with their baseball caps on upside down this morning with this great rally. But we are rallying, and as the Mariners swept the Texas Rangers 3-0, they're on a win streak. We're very happy about that. We need to sweep malaria and sweep dengue fever and sweep West Nile virus, and that's what we're up to. And this is so exciting to get to work with this sector. This is not just another sector for me. This is the opportunity for life itself, and it really is the greatest work that any of us can do. And as you know, I have been pretty committed to this for a long time, beginning in Congress to increase NIH funding on a national perspective. And now we get to work on a local perspective, meaning we have a fair distribution of NIH research funds, which means half for Washington State and half for the rest of the country. To me, that is a fair distribution, and we had to look at that as a goal. And for 40 years, the Center for Infectious Disease Research really has been leading the way. And I'm particularly taken by the fact that you have focused on the folks who are disproportionately affected by diseases and infectious diseases across the world. And you ought to take a moment to take stock of the success you have had. I mean, to me, it's pretty exciting to know there are literally tens of millions of children who have an opportunity to be alive today because of the work done over the last 4 decades. I hope to believe, and I have to believe, that some of the work that this center has been involved with is going to find effectuation in Nepal in the next several weeks to try to prevent some of the waterborne diseases that are going on, and the ability to help treat this on the front lines. I'll just bet some of the work that some of you have done is going to help people in Nepal, and our hearts are with those folks. So people, you ought to really take a moment to enjoy your success in that regard. But this is not only a health issue, of course, it is a jobs and economic development issue here in the state of Washington. I think it's great to be able to celebrate the sure knowledge that we are known not just as a leader in aerospace, not just as a leader in aerospace, not just as a leader in coffee, but a leader in saving lives across the world. And we are known as a center of excellence here, and the growth that this sector is experiencing is very, very exciting to me. And since becoming governor, we've had the pleasure of knowing we've had some firsts that we ought to celebrate as well. For the first time, we have a life science and global health sector lead within our State Department of Commerce. And Maura Little has been doing yeoman work both for this sector and in state government, helping the economic prospects of this sector. For the first time, we're providing this sector with a portal that aggregates all of our state resources into one-stop shop called the Washington State Life Science and Global Health Center. And for the first time, the NIH is holding their 17th annual Small Business Innovation Research and Small Business Technology Transfer Conference here in Washington in October. 100 program managers from the NIH, CDC, and FDA are going to join us here in this Center of Excellence and to help us apply for parts of this $780 million annual budget for these federal programs. This really is a tremendous opportunity for us. Building ties with the NIH is going to help us keep that relationship sound and keep those funds flowing. We know we need to leverage federal investments that is going to continue to spur innovation, both in this sector and in this state. But probably the single best thing Washington State can do is to foster a robust ecosystem, an intellectual ecosystem that supports both emerging and established organizations. And I've been committed as governor to helping every way I can in that regard. Last year, we began laying the foundation for that ongoing ecosystem. Several ways. First, thanks to my magic and all-powerful red pen, we saved the Life Science Discovery Fund and the Washington Global Health Fund. These are both critical to helping entrepreneurs launch their ideas, and it's been the best use of red ink ever in the state of Washington, I think. Second, we're strengthening research through our investments in boosting STEM education. This is happening, and I got to tell you, it is so exciting to see the robust growth of STEM education. I was out at the Tesla STEM school out in Redmond a few months ago, and I met this 18-year-old guy who had invented a new type of differential gearing system for electric cars, which basically allows electric cars to use much smaller electric motors so they can extend their range. And Mike Town, a good friend of mine, said this young man's actually going to get IP protection for this invention. He thinks it's really real. This is pretty exciting stuff we're doing by giving these kids an opportunity. Institutions like the UW's Department of Global Health and WSU's School for Global Animal Health are critical to these efforts. They need students who arrive fully prepared to succeed in the field, and we're going to make sure they get that. Third, we're promoting the Washington State Work-Study Program, so student interns can access opportunities to work with opportunities in the STEM field. And I want to thank everybody here who maybe has taken a couple hours a month to provide some mentoring or internship opportunity for these kids. I mean, we know there's diamonds in the rough out there, and when you go out there and give some young student a chance to see what you do, man, you can light up their world and the world for STEM. I hope you'll consider doing that. Additionally, something I've heard time and time again is our state's ability and importance of the state promoting our opportunities publicly. We're with you on Twitter and Facebook, and every opportunity I've got to pound the drum, we're going to do that, because it helps solidify our ecosystem and compete with the rest of the states to bring talent here. Now, last year the R&D tax incentive expired, and I've proposed legislation to reinstate these incentives to help spur the growth of this sector and help compete in the 21st century. And the reason for that is obvious. Recent analysis shows that states offering both an R&D tax credit and an R&D sales tax deferral have on average more jobs, a higher growth rate number of jobs, and a higher growth rate in the number of companies. These programs work. We also have to fund the Life Science Discovery Fund, which both my budget and the House budget do. I know this fund works closely with the Washington Global Health Fund. Both of these important tools must be protected to help translate basic research into actual companies in the marketplace. And let me be clear, we can't solve our educational funding programs by hollowing out our healthcare delivery R&D programs. That is the wrong way to fund the McCleary decision. We've got to fund the McCleary decision, which, as you know, has held the state in contempt of court for not putting several $billions in our schools, in a different way. R&D cannot be sacrificed at the altar of STEM education. So we've got to find a better way to do this. And I will welcome your discussion with legislators about that subject. I'm also looking forward to the Washington Global Health Landscape Study. It's being done by the Washington Global Health Alliance to measure this sector's impact. I know it's going to have good information. So congratulations to the entire team at the Center for 40 successful years. I'm looking forward to another 40. Infectious diseases like West Nile, Lyme disease, and dengue fever have a higher chance of spreading now because of climate change. The work you've done has become more difficult because of climate change, because it has increased the area to the northern latitudes that are subject to the vector systems to allow the spread of these diseases. Now, it's great that our wine sector might be better to grow wines. It is not great that the mosquitoes now have new habitats to spread these diseases in. We've got some work going on in that as well. So I look forward to your momentum. Let's keep this momentum going. Let's keep this investment going. Let's keep this rally going. And I look forward to doing that. Now, as part of that, I wanted to ask Alan and John to come up here. I had a little presentation here that we happen to have under the podium. This is a proclamation that I'm issuing that basically proclaims today, April 30th, as Global Health Research and Awareness Day. And I urge all people in our state to join me, and I want to just leave this as a token, as our appreciation of everybody's work here. Congratulations, guys. Thank you. Just pose for a picture.